Today I'm going to show you how to install port lights. The ones we use in our boats is by ITC. Now these are discontinued, but I can still get the lenses made custom. So we're actually going to be replacing a lens on two of the port lights. Now may I have the first piece? So here is the lens. So this company custom cuts for me on their CNC. Next. This is the outside frame, stainless steel. Next, and this is the inside frame. It's been trimmed down to fit the boat. So what I will show you is there are 10 holes. Okay, so it comes with 10 mounting holes like this. Now, I don't think that's enough, so what we have done is we have put extra holes in between. So that's 10 more holes, so there should be 20 holes here, and these extra holes will actually be covered by this frame, so you'll only see the 10 fasteners. So when your windows start to leak, you're going to have to try and reseal them. It doesn't always work. So then you gotta pull it off to reseal, and most of the time you're gonna break the lens trying to get them off. So what you do once you get them off, first you gotta clean off all the old sealant on your frame, and it might get distorted a bit, so you kind of bend it back gently on a piece of wood, something like that. Because the deck on the Monero it's got a curve to it, so you want to kind of match that. So I think we've got that good. Next, we want to, I peel off the back of the paper. You could take it all off, but I like to keep it on there as long as possible to protect the surface. It's just plexiglass. So the next step, you want to mount it on to the boat with a couple of screws. Okay, and you want to line up the existing holes. Let's pretend that these new holes are not there yet. So I've already done that. I've lined them up. Now you can either mark, so we've peeled off that paper, so now you can see where the holes are. So you can either mark them and then remove it and drill them on the bench, or you can drill right on the boat. So most of these I did drill on the boat on this side. Yeah, so you can line them up perfectly and drill these holes, and then countersink them because we're putting in flat screws. Okay, so now we have all our holes all perfectly lined up, and now we can mount it. Next, you want to put the inside screws in. Just dry fit, make sure everything is fitting properly. And you want to do this all by hand. Don't use a drill, because you might break the plexi. It's very delicate, considering the holes are right near the edge. And that does happen. So I'm using number 6 1/2-inch flat screws. Okay, there's it. All 10 screws are in. This hole doesn't line up so well, so I'm just going to drill it a little bit. Alright, that should be good. Okay, now we take all these out. Okay, all screws now. One more. Another thing I do is I mark each side, port and starboard, and which way's up, so you're not mixing them up, because that's important. Right now we want to clean the surface. Put some acetone. There's a bit of glue on there from gluing the fabric inside. And you just want a really clean surface. There were also a few chips in here that I fixed because they would have shown past the edge of the frame. And some of these holes were bulged out a bit from the screw pulling. So I chiseled those a little flatter because that will affect the contact with the surface and the seal. Alright, so that's good. Now we're going to put the sealant on. Okay, now I'm going to clean this frame with acetone. You don't want to get acetone on the lens, so that's why I'm cleaning it now. Okay. Now we're going to put the sealant on. Alright, here's the sealant I use. It's Sudbury Elastomeric Marine Sealant. So I'll put a thin bead around the perimeter. And I put it near the edge, put kind of center where the holes are. If you put too much on, you don't want it to squeeze out too much on the inside of the window, and then it will show and it's hard to clean off. Okay, that's good. Okay, now you're just putting it in place. Make sure you've got the up arrow the right way and line up the holes and get one screw in there. Okay, doesn't have to go in all the way, just to hold it. Now get another one. Now you do the rest. So it's every second one. Now they'll be countersunk, and you can also mark which ones they are, so you're not putting them in the wrong ones. So these are the holes that are underneath the frame that won't be shown. And as you start screwing it in, you can actually see the sealant squeeze out. And I'm not putting any extra sealant on these screws because the sealant is squeezing through the hole, so that should be enough. So I'm just not going very tight, and I'll tighten them up after. Okay, so now I'm going around and just tightening it. And you just want to be very gentle. And and you want to see the sealant squeeze out all around the edge. Then you know you have a good seal. Okay, finished tightening all these screws. I can see sealant coming out all around, so we are good there. So next we want to put the frame on. Next we want to put this butyl tape on. So this is 1 inch wide, and I start right on the inside, and it's going to stick out a little bit. That's fine. It can be trimmed off after. So we used to not use this. We used to just use that Sudbury sealant all around, and it makes it very difficult to remove. So we switched to this butyl tape. Now the butyl tape doesn't go hard, so that makes it a lot easier if you have to remove the window to reseal it. So we use butyl tape now on all our doors and hatches, just for that reason. Okay, so now we put this frame on. And I like to line up the screw heads just so it looks neat. So just square with the edge of the frame. Now we want to make sure that the edge is not pushing on the plexi part where the paper is, because there is a step down. So it has to be in that step, otherwise it's going to like deform the lens. You can't see it so well with the paper on, but you can feel it, and it could also break it. Again, I don't think I need any sealant because we're going through the butyl tape, plus this sealant is already in the holes. So again, I'll just go in lightly. Now these are 3/4 inch. Oh, the light turned off. Oh, there we go. These are 3/4 inch number 6 flathead. We need a little bit longer because the frame sticks out a bit. And then I use the Phillips head because it just looks nicer. Then we're on to our last one. This was the hardest one that didn't fit very well. And yeah, you just go in at a bit of an angle, and there it goes. So now I'm just feeling all around, making sure the frame is not sitting on the lens. Maybe here, but I don't think it is. There, I just slipped through. It's close, but it's fine. Okay, now we just tighten it up, and the butyl tape is squeezing through. You just want to go a little bit at a time, because the butyl tape will slowly compress and squeeze. So you might have to come back a little bit later and tighten it a little bit more. Here's the finished product. Thanks for watching.